And I think a lot of people lost their minds last night. And I want to start with you, Jordan JC. Your reaction was instantly the hat was off, the hands were up on the head.
Yeah.
You were not thrilled with the Chicago Bears picking Colston Loveland. Where are you at right now on the Colston Loveland pick?
I mean, I think everybody saw whoever, was on the stream live. I was not happy at all. But what did we say? 11 hours later, get some time to relax, slept on it, watched a few Loveland highlights this morning, saw a lot of experts talk about, the potential that he has and the things that they love about him. A lot of experts talking about this was their favorite pick in the first round. So I'm like, okay, all right, let's do a deeper dive into Colston Loveland, because in my opinion, the only tight end I was focused on was Tyler Warren. I thought that would be the tight end one. I thought that he kind of separated himself from the pack, if you will, when it came to who we were going to pick. Colston was not on my radar, but I feel good right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm warming up. I told you I was going through the however many stages of grief yesterday.
Yeah.
There was a lot of doubt. There was the complaining phase. There was the anger phase. I'm accepting it now. There's the acceptance. It was actually a very sound and good pick. And the fact that I also saw the process of when Ben Johnson, held the phone and told him, hey, I know exactly what I'm getting with you. Explosive, very extreme route runner, crisp route runner. Like, there's so many elite skills that Colston Loveland actually has that maybe what he put on display in Michigan is nothing compared to what he can be, because maybe there was a lack of quarterbacking skill.
Oh, there was.
Yeah. So my thing is, okay, maybe I'm not seeing the full potential of this guy because he hasn't been able to display it, but you can see just on tape how special he probably can be. And I'm, like I said, I'm warming up to it. I actually don't mind the pick at this point. I think he fits the scheme. I think Ben Johnson knows exactly what he's doing. He compared him to Sam Laporta, which obviously we know Sam Laporta has had a good couple of seasons now. Yeah. And so, hey, I'm fine with this pick now. It wasn't sexy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody else was talking about, oh, the Bears could move up and go into the range of getting Abdul Carter or going up and getting Ashton Genty. That was the big rumor. Like, oh yeah, Ashton Genty is he's talking like he's a Bear. He's trashing Green Bay. There's nothing to do here. Like, it just made sense.
I do love the fact that it's just general trash talk of Green Bay. Like, he had nothing to do with Chicago. He's just like, Green Bay kind of sucks. Like, I don't know what I do, but this place is terrible.
Bro, I don't know if you heard Cam Ward. He also, they interviewed him walking around the city. They said, bro, once I get picked first, I'm out of here. He's like, there's nothing to do here and it's cold. Shout out to you, Jimmy Hoffa. I'm just saying.
Poor Matthew Golden. He's like, fine, I gotta stay.
But overall, there you go.
I gotta stay. Bet you thought you were getting out of here, Matthew. You're sticking around.
Welcome to good old Greeny. No, I love it. I love the pick. I love the pick now.
Well, you don't love the pick. You don't love it.
I'm warming up. I like the pick. I
don't even know if like is a good word yet. Here's why I think this is the perfect move for the Chicago Bears. Couple of reasons. Number one, nobody was going to be sexy. Unless you traded up, nobody was going to be sexy. And as fans, we all want to trade up. Trade ups are fun. They don't help your team in the future usually, but trade ups are fun. Mm-hmm. Right? Oh, we're going all in. We're aggressive. Here we go. We are excited, and we're going after a big name. And oh my God, we got Genty. We got trade ups are fun, and you would have gotten a really good player there. But you got a really good player here, and probably the guy that Ben Johnson is going to be able to use the most. I'm not saying it's a sexy name. I'm not saying that it's a massive name. I think that as you watch his tape, though, he's the receiving tight end everybody wants Cole Kmet to be.
True.
He is the George Kittle. He is the Travis Kelce. Now, he's not these people, right? You got to come into the game. You got to prove it. You take a tight end that high, you do have to prove it. There is a conversation on living up to the expectations here. There's a lot of expectations on him when you take a tight end at 10. But there was no sexy picks left What did we say about all the picks that went after Colston Loveland? That would have been a nice name. I'd have rather had that, but Walter Nolan, he would have been solid, but
like Walter.
Like there were no sexy names left, and when you're having a conversation on getting a player that one is going to make a massive offensive impact, is going to be a game-changing player, is going to be a big piece of Ben Johnson's 12 personnel scheme, is going to be somebody that helps you move the ball down the field, can be a red zone threat, can be all of these things as far as a receiver for the Chicago Bears. And our biggest beef with him is, well, he doesn't block that well. Neither is Travis Kelce. He's actually pretty bad at it.
Yeah.
Would I love to have gotten Gronk? Sure. But all of these things that we want to see, all of these things we wanted to say about Ashton Jeanty, this guy can do. But just from the tight end position, not the running back position. So again, it's not sexy, right? The running back is sexy. It's a luxury pick. But when you're talking about somebody that just fits in to what Ben Johnson is wanting to do, I love this pick. And on top of that, you take into account some of the intangibles about him. He was penalized once over the last 2 seasons. It was an illegal formation call. It wasn't his fault. That's the only penalty he has in 2 seasons.
Very sound. Yeah, absolutely.
He was consistently praised by just about everybody that's ever worked with this guy about the work ethic he's going to put in. Do you think that this is not the guy that Ben Johnson wants in his offense? And this is not the guy. Who's the pick that's better than him? Tyler Warren is the one name that everybody wants to throw out there. We'll see. But Tyler Warren's also going to die in
Indianapolis.
The other thing for me is this. It can't be Pat trusts Ben Johnson, Pat trusts Ben Johnson, Pat trusts Ben Johnson when it was going to be Omarion Hampton or Ashton Jeanty. And now all of a sudden the Bears have no idea what they're doing when it's not the guy that you want the Bears to go out there and pick. You can't live in 2 worlds. You just like either it's trust Ben Johnson or it's the Bears don't know what they're doing.
I'm with you on that because I think the initial reaction was like as you mentioned, we wanted something more sexy because of the so many rumors, and you saw the teams that actually moved up to go get their guy, like Jacksonville going to get up to get Travis Hunter, and New York still obviously going out there and not selecting a quarterback and getting Abdul Carter. I think it was just the allure of there's all these rumors, and that there's the potential of the Bears just kind of going all in and getting a guy that we all obviously wanted. And so once that didn't happen, I guess the excitement got taken away. But again, I agree with you because you said this all along throughout the entire night yesterday. Are we going to trust Ben or not? Like obviously as fans, we want what we want. The draft is a time to be excited about the favorite pick that you want, or the running back that looks like he's going to be a superstar, or the explosive weapon here, the explosive weapon there. Honestly, Colston Loveland could be an explosive weapon in this offense. You look at all the different things that we have now on offense. He is a matchup nightmare. One-on-one with a lot of quarterbacks, and a lot of linebackers as well. And I'm not even overselling this. His route running is very, very good. He's very fluid in his direction and his movement. And I said it yesterday. I said, hey, if that's the case, then I expect him when he gets paired up with this coaching staff and with Ben Johnson, the way he's going to be utilized in this offense, with Cole Kmet probably taking more on the assignment of blocking and the assignment of being the the typical big tight end,
Yeah.
you're going to have Colston that's going to probably get a lot of catches and be able to be that offensive nightmare. And so I look forward to that potential. That's what I'm expecting. I'm banking on the potential to actually be realized with him and pairing him up with Ben, the mad mind, and on offense. So we'll see. We'll see.
And listen, I think you also have to take into account too, right? Like this does not signal. I think Tyler Warren would have signaled the end for Cole Kmet. Tyler Warren pick would have been like, okay, this dude is basically taller Cole Kmet.
Okay.
We're getting rid of Cole Kmet. Colston Loveland is not a 50-50 ball guy. In fact, he's kind of bad at it. He's not a contested catch guy. He's not a run block guy, right? Like all of these things where, although Cole Kmet not really a run block guy either. All these things where we look at Cole Kmet and say, okay, this is kind of where you still fit into this team and why the Bears are still going to need you. But as far as a receiver, the one thing that Colston Loveland continually had when you watch his tape is every time he's open, you kind of just go, how'd they lose that guy? There's only one other player. Now, I'm not saying this is who he is, but there's only one other player that I think I've said that about consistently, and it's Travis Kelce. I don't think he's going to be Travis Kelce. I think he probably falls somewhere into that Trey McBride, Sam Laporta range, which is still a good tight end to me.
Very
Those
good.
names that I'm
Very
looking
good
at. You take that tight end?
Absolutely, I'll take that tight end.
Dang good tight end.
Dang good tight end.
I think you fall somewhere in that range. But Colston Loveland, the thing about him that stands out, and listen, by the time I didn't go to sleep till like 3:00 last night after I got home because I was just up watching more and more. Wait, you got to rewatch. You got to know what you're talking about with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's one of those things where you're like, oh, okay, he's like routing people up. He's finding his way open. Like, okay, this is great. Now his quarterback basically didn't do him a ton of favors.
Nope.
And when he got the ball in his hand, he was a monster. Didn't get the ball in his hand a ton. But to me, I think this is one of those picks where it is a trust Ben Johnson situation. Y'all know I would have rather traded back. The trade back has to be there. I said it last night. If the option to trade back was there, you should have traded back. The trade back has to be there and it has to be worth it for somebody to move up.
You don't know if there was. Well, I mean, we don't know if there was any conversation. Maybe there was. I'm sure there had to be maybe a discussion whether or not they could have gotten better value by picking maybe Colston Loveland a few picks back. I feel like maybe he still would have been there on the board because a lot of people again had Tyler Warren technically number one. But I mean, if you feel good about the pick, and we've said this before, it doesn't matter where you pick a guy. If you feel good about the pick and he actually pans out,
yeah,
then you don't look back. You just keep moving forward. And so they look convinced. I was a little bit more happier, as I said before, because initially I thought maybe they weren't on the same page with this pick. We heard reports of maybe there were a lot of things in a lot of directions that Ben Johnson wanted to go in. But when you saw the actual call, when Ryan Poles was reaching out to Colston, and then he passed the phone to Ben, and the excitement that Ben naturally has, and pacing back and forth in the seat. He's just it's almost like he's just ready to get to work. So he actually looked like, what, this is the guy that I want. This is the guy that I've been keying in on, or one of the main guys that I've been keying in on. They had him number 2 behind Travis Hunter on their board, apparently, by some reports, outside of the quarterbacks. Think about that. They had him number 2 as their prospect that they wanted outside of the quarterback prospects. Now, I don't know if that means because they knew they weren't going up to get Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
That was my thing. I'm like, are you sure Abdul still's up there? But
but
I think in their range that they felt that they weren't going to trade up. Okay, this is the second guy that we're looking at. And so, I again, like I said, I've warmed up to it. I like it now. I think that moving forward, this is a good pairing. Ben Johnson loves his 2 tight end sets, so we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, and to me, this is the guy where I do I do wonder if if Cole is going to be in a situation this season where he's not the guy getting all the yards, where he is doing a lot of the dirty work, where he is doing a lot of the, hey, you got to be blocking on this play. You got to. I do wonder how this is going to change, because listen, in the 12 personnel, right? Like we say 12 personnel, like it gives you a ton of options to work with. It gives you, right, you got the two big body tight ends on either end of the line. If you want to, especially in the run block game, it helps you, right? The other thing that we have to take into account is he's not great at run blocking right now. He's going to get NFL coaching. That's important. He's going to get to work with NFL coaching now to help him to improve his game. And he's already in a pro scheme up at Michigan. So he's going to come here and already understand somewhat of how he needs to do things. But in that 12 personnel, right, there's still going to be a ton of passes that go to the wide receivers. Right? It's still going to be DJ. It's still going to be Rome. Like you're going to have 3 6'6" dudes on the field. Well, 6'4" and up, I guess. Rome's 6'4". But, like this is, to me, I like this pick. I don't love it, right? I'm not at love yet, but I do think it's the right pick for this moment.
You're not in Loveland?
I'm not in Loveland yet. Okay. I would love to be there. But it's the only reason I'm not is because I don't know what trade back options were available, if any.
Yeah, true.
And if there were trade back options available, what were they giving us? Right? That you got to take that into account as well. And by the way, all the teams that were in trade up mode were from the second round back into the first. You couldn't have got, there's no way they're trading up to 10. You would have taken their soul and more. Like the teams that traded up, the Giants traded up to go get Jackson Dart, which Ringo was not happy about.
No, he didn't like that pick.
Ringo was not happy about Jackson Dart.
I feel like Ringo is a very hard person to please with his team. He doesn't like a lot of picks going on.
Nah, he wanted Shador.
He wanted Shador. Okay.
Yeah, he wanted Shador. He was like, you brought him in for the second workout. You liked what you saw. Why didn't you go get Shador?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so we'll see what ends up happening there, but at least we're not them. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Show love, hit the like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We are Jordan JC. Get you.